So in this module, we're going to proceed to build the background around the 3D CAN product we created in the first module. Now what I want to do in this first video is actually position the CAN roughly in its final place so I can build the elements around it. Now I want to do that by, of course, repositioning the CAN itself and not the camera. So we're going to go to the window menu and open up the 3D and properties panel. Again, both located under the window menu here. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and select Soda here in the 3D panel. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure my Move tool is selected here in the toolbar. And we're going to grab the 3D Orbit tool up here in the options bar. And of course, make sure you have your 3D layer selected here in the Layers panel. And once you have that, I'm going to go ahead and take my 3D Orbit tool and just free rotate this around so that I can better see the label. And I'm going to give the CAN a slight tilt because ultimately we want to have this looking like it's falling along with the mist and the ice, other elements we're going to be adding to this. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a tilt like that. And you'll see how the light is reacting as I move the CAN around. That's the IBL that's showing that light element on there. So it's giving me some really good realistic detail. So I'm going to rotate the CAN just a little bit. And I'm just going to bring it forward. I'm going to grab my slide tool right up here in the options bar and just click and drag down, and that's going to bring the CAN closer to the camera view here. And let's just reposition it. Remember also the widget. If you go over here and select, you can actually rotate the CAN on a specific axis just by using the widget right here. So I'm just going to rotate that on that axis just a little bit more. I'm not committing myself to where I'm placing it. This is mostly just to get a good idea of where it's going to be placed so I can better position the background elements. We can always adjust this positioning a little bit later. So for now, I think that positioning will do fine. Now what I want to do is adjust the lighting a little bit. So over here in the 3D panel, once again, we're going to go over here to the lights section, which is the fourth tab at the top of the 3D panel here. Just click on that once. And you'll see that we've got the spotlight that we added in the first module to our product here. Now we're going to make a few adjustments to this. The first thing is I'm going to adjust the angle just a little bit. Let's go ahead and grab the 3D Orbit tool once again and just click and drag, and it's going to give me a little bit of a turn on the light there. So I want to better position it toward the CAN itself. Now you'll notice there are two rings here. There's an outer ring and an inner ring. These indicate where the light is falling as far as the wireframe goes here. And the inner circle actually represents the hot spot of the light. It's where the light is strongest. And the area between the inner ring and the outer ring represents where the light is kind of fading away. You can actually adjust those over here in the Properties panel. In the 3D menu here, make sure you have Spotlight selected, and then the Properties panel, down here, you'll see we have settings for hotspot and cone. Let's move this up here. Now I'm going to go over here and widen the cone, which is the outer ring. I'm going to take that to about 55, and you'll see it just got a little bit wider. And I'm also going to take the hotspot, and let's take that up to about 40. You'll see it widen the hotspot of the light as well. Now I'm also going to go over here to the intensity setting a little bit further up, and I'm just going to highlight that, and we're going to nudge that up to 100%. So we've widened the scope of the light and also brightened the light a little bit. And that's going to come in handy in just a little bit as we begin to build the background elements around it. Now we're going to make some other adjustments to the lighting as we finish up the project. But let's go to the next clip where we're going to go ahead and start adding the background elements.